sun goes up, the sun goes back down. And they say the words that even translate the sunrise and the sunset is like the panting of a runner who's running a marathon. It's that kind of an exhale or a deep breath. The sun goes up, the sun comes down. Oh, it's just like this exhausting, never-ending cycle that we live in. And then as we get into verses 6 and 7 with the wind blowing and the streams running, on a scientific view is that a lot of, on the scientific side, a lot really think this was groundbreaking information because it's not wrong. It's very true. And from the early writings of other, whatever religions and stuff, that they really had no understanding. They didn't have the understanding of like the circuits of the wind and the seas that actually went, and that was like the cycle that he really understood from God, that this was very, very scientifically proven today, which a lot of scientists just really think that this writing, from it being like over 3,000 years old, is really remarkable. And I think that's really cool to think about. It continues on. What will be done again, and there's nothing new under the sun. This used to really hit me when I was younger too. It was just like, there's nothing new under the sun. I remember my dad used to quote that to me and be like, well, Bible says there ain't nothing new under the sun. I used to always think like, oh man, this is so new. Technology is new. All these other things that are coming up. I remember when I was a kid, there was just telephones. We had landlines, no cell phones, no cordless phones, no internet. And I thought the new phone that had caller ID was like the craziest, biggest inventions. Like, you could tell who's calling you, and you pick up the phone, and it was just like remarkable. How did that happen? And now here we are today with like supercomputers in our pockets, being able to reach out, and you're watching this probably on it right now. But in this time frame, there's nothing new under the sun. It's basically, moralistically, the sin that happens or the things that happen, stories that are written. There's nothing new under the sun. And we might think this is new, but the same sin that was happening then with perversion, whether or not it's your food and you're overeating because you're ordering food super easy and they're advertising it to you and it's making you sick, or the perversion with the sexual content that's out there that you can just have in the palm of your hand that's destroying this world, or like kids getting addicted to phones. It's like the same sin that people were struggling with then is the same sin that people are struggling with now. And he's really hitting hard with some of this stuff. Then we'll continue on in verses 12 and 13. He says again that I am preacher king over Israel. And like I said, like he was the smartest man that God said gave him all the wisdom. And I really like the fact that it says that he applied his heart to seek and to gain wisdom. So it wasn't like God just like blessed him with like super intelligence. It says that he seeked for it. He searched for it to understand everything that was under the sun. So it wasn't like he just became a superhero that has super knowledge. He still had to learn. Just like me and you, we still should seek to understand wisdom in this world. One of the things I really like that's for today is that in verse 8, it says here, all things are full of weariness. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. What has been is what will be. So like going to that, the eye is not satisfied with seeing. Like, how much do we scroll? How much do we distracted by our phones? We want to see the next movie that comes out. Netflix has got us in the loop of like these new shows coming out. Apple TV, TikTok, everything. The eye is never tired with seeing. The ear is never filled with hearing. Somebody once pointed out that you hear music and like you can play the same song, and I like doing this, but I can listen to like some of the same songs if I'm really feeling it. I can listen to the same music like over and over and over because the ear is never filled with hearing. You can always never be satisfied with a lot of these things. And that's like, I think he's really pointing out that the eternity that he has put into our hearts is never fully filled with what's going on here. And that is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. And jumping back into verse 18. For in as much wisdom is much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. How does that really hit you? Do you feel the same way about that? Do you feel like the more wisdom you've gained, the more time that you've spent in experiencing life, has that caused any type of dissatisfaction or sadness?